Smash Your Fears, Live Your Dreams by John Webb. Chapter 6. What are you afraid of? Before we start, it's useful to know that everybody has fear. Even people that on the surface look like they're not scared of anything. The key is not whether you are feeling fear, but whether it's holding you back from achieving the life you really want. For most of us, fear is restricting our success. The first step is to admit your fears. Being honest with yourself and identifying your fears means you are halfway to overcoming them. Admitting your fears is a strength, not a weakness. Here is a list of the most common fears, and it's what I refer to as the dirty dozen. Which are the ones that are holding you back? 1. Fear of failure. Have you failed before and that feeling has stayed with you, preventing you from attempting another goal? Are you worried what others will think of you? 2. Fear of success. Fearful of having to take on more responsibility if you are successful, or a deep feeling that you don't deserve success. 3. Fear of emotional pain. Have you been hurt in the past and now avoid taking action so you don't have to experience that pain again? 4. Fear of embarrassment. Are you worried about saying something wrong and being judged by other people? 5. Fear of being alone. Are you scared of being on your own? This could be related to childhood or low self-esteem. 6. Fear of rejection. This comes from your interpretation of what others do or say. 7. Fear of expressing your true feelings. This fear holds you back from honest and open dialogue in your life. 8. Fear of intimacy. Do you keep a barrier up so people can't get close to you? 9. Fear of the unknown. Do you focus on all the bad things that might happen? 10. Fear of loss. This fear is associated with potential pain of losing somebody or something. 11. Fear of being judged. You avoid taking action as you're worried what others will think of you. And number 12. Fear of change. You are fearful of doing something different and having to learn new skills. Now later on in this book I will show you how to deal with each one of these fears so it doesn't have to hold you back anymore. Of course there are lots of other fears like being afraid of speaking in public, heights, flying, but these fears will normally come under one of the main headings we've just covered. For example, fear of public speaking would come under the fear of embarrassment or the fear of failure. With most of the clients I've coached, the underlying reason of what's holding them back is fear related, although they didn't realise it at the time. One of my life coaching clients had just started a new business and was getting overwhelmed with what to do next. He had problems sleeping and was struggling to focus. Like most entrepreneurs, he didn't lack ideas, but on a daily basis he kept changing his mind in which direction to go. He was overwhelmed. After having a discovery session with him, we got to the heart of the problem, and that was that he was worried about his new business failing, and that was just constantly on his mind. So the reason he was feeling overwhelmed by his new business was that constant fear of failure. He was so focused on how bad he would feel if his business didn't work out that it was clouding his judgment on making clear decisions. I helped him redefine his definition of failure, and the fact that he was taking action meant he wasn't a failure. I asked him what would the worst case scenario be if his new business didn't work out. He explained that it would be disappointing, but it wouldn't be the end of the world. So after looking at the scenario with a new perspective, he took the pressure off himself straight away. In fact, he said after our session together that a load had been lifted from his back, which was fantastic to hear. I believe that the core reason why we all procrastinate and don't take action is due to one of these fears. Unfortunately, most people will just come up with excuses as to why they don't take action and convince themselves that they're not afraid as they perceive this as a weakness. The big problem with making excuses is change rarely occurs, and people carry on going through life just blaming circumstances and other people for their lack of progress and achievement. Just remember, whenever you blame, you're giving away your power. When you take responsibility for where you are, then that will open up your mind to think of solutions to change things. Successful people focus on solutions, while unsuccessful people focus on problems. Being honest and admitting our fears is a sign of personal strength and is the first step to prompting more productive actions which lead to better results. So which of the 12 fears resonate with you the most? Just imagine how your life would look if you knew you couldn't fail at anything you set your mind to and success was guaranteed. It's an exciting thought, isn't it? Well, the reality is that you can achieve whatever you want if you use this book to overcome your fears and take action towards your goals. So hopefully you will have now identified your biggest fear, and in a few chapters' time I will teach you the process of how to overcome them and not let them become obstacles to your success anymore. Well done for being so honest. Always remember, the fears we don't face become another brick in the wall between where you are now and where you want to be. Free discovery call. Now, if you do feel stuck, frustrated, and want to achieve more success and happiness in your life, then why not go for a free discovery call? Because that really could be just what you need. I've helped many people come to new realizations during the call, and if you think that this could be something you would benefit from, just feel free to get in touch. If you just go through to johnwebbcoaching.co.uk, there are details there, and the discovery call is free. Just remember, lastly, a person that won't admit their fears is a person that won't overcome them. So always admit your fears, and remember, it's a strength, not a weakness.